Hi, my name's Steve Gaskin. I'm so pleased to be talking to you this morning. I've got some really, really good news for some of you. If you can see behind me, it doesn't look too good. I've got a phrase that says, having a word with yourself. I am really happily married to Kate. And now and again, when I do a misdeed or I don't do something wrong, she said, you need to have a word with yourself. What I thought I would do is this is so important for so many of us. So what's happened to me over the lockdown? I've had some good things, I've had some bad things, but I've put on so much weight. I've done diets, everything. I've been to retreats in Spain, a little advert called Detoxed, D apostrophe T-O-X-D. Been to Detoxed in Spain, a fantastic place, but I've put on a load of weight. So what I thought I'd do is just to try something different and to motivate you guys is just to keep you up to date with how things are going. So I'm 63 years of age. I was formerly a martial artist. That sounds terrible. I got to black belt and beyond, and I've always done some form of exercise. Well, that's gone by the board. I haven't been eating too healthily during the lockdown, and I've been drinking too much alcohol. So what's the solution? Here we are now. It's Thursday, the 9th of July. On Monday, last Monday, I started to try and turn things around. So this is what I did. If you try and take on too much for weight loss, you will fail. A word I don't particularly like. So what did I do? I've been avoiding the scales for ages. So I jumped on the scales naked. Not a pretty sight, ladies and gents. And I found that I was getting very close to 20 stone. That's just unacceptable. I've got a brand new grandchild called Matthew, and I really want to see him for as much of his life as I possibly can. So what did I do? What steps did I take? You've got to take small little steps. Now, I'm no expert at all in this, but here we are on Thursday, and I'll tell you what the results are. The first thing I did is I got hold of a book on juicing, and it's by a guy called Jason Vale. He's very well known, and he's probably one of the world's leading experts on juicing. So I've got myself a juicer. So what I did do is I prepared 5 days of 1 litre of juice, and these juices are lovely. You know, it's a completely different thing. And I thought, if I get hungry, what can I do? Normally I'd wolf into some chocolate, some cake. And I thought, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and stay away from that. So my wife very sensibly said, fill yourself up with protein. So she bought me some eggs. Instead of buying chicken that was already pre-prepared, we bought some chickens and we cooked those. We roasted them. And also I got some avocados, which I particularly liked. But what was interesting, I was thinking, how am I going to stay away from alcohol? I'm a beer merchant, and I do drink too much wine. So what I wanted to do is just to tell you some things about my thoughts and my experiences just since Monday. First of all is you've got to be focused. That's the first thing. You have to be focused. You've then got to be committed, and then you've got to take action. So focus, commitment, and then action. So what I'd like you to do is to ask you, what things have you achieved in life and how did you do them? None of them are easy. So on day one, I had this lovely juice, green, looks like something from a kid's cartoon, but I found that it kept the hunger pangs away. For years and years, I've avoided taking in water. That has made me feel good. My complexion is a lot better. Oddly enough, I've not been missing alcohol at all. You've also got to look at other barriers. I went to a family, every week we have a family gathering. My family all live in Norwich in Norfolk in the United Kingdom. And we had a gathering and there was a bit of alcohol around. It was fish and chips and a Chinese takeaway, but I did take my own thing. So I've actually feel a lot better. And the other thing about you, I don't know whether this affects you guys, going to sleep on the sofa, it's a terrible habit to get into. It breaks your sleep patterns and everything. The good news is that I got up on the scales this morning and I've lost in 4 days nearly half a stone. which has put me closer to 19 stone than it did to 20. I feel better. The other thing is I've got a Fitbit, and I've noticed that my heart rate has dropped substantially from about 78 beats per minute to about 67, which is really good. I've taken my blood pressure each day, and it's coming down, which is really good, because had I continued on this cycle, I think probably I'd end up, having high blood pressure and everything else that comes with that. The other thing in the back of my mind is the National Health Service. What a great job they have done. All polls that I see say that they've done a terrific job, which we know. And the Sun did a poll looking at what we value as Brits, and right at the top of the list was the National Health Service. So what I'd say is, guys, go for it. Do it in small chunks. I'm no expert at all. I have no experience, but I feel better. My medical signs are looking so much better. I feel better, and you can be better as well. So what I am going to do is I'm going to get my wife to take my body measurements. I won't show you, it's pretty bad these days. But I just wanted to share this with you for encouragement. And I'm doing small steps at a time. And what I've just done is I've just taken my dog for a bit of a longer walk. So what I'm doing is cutting back on alcohol, cutting back on food. Do look at, I'm not Jason Vale's pocket or anything, do look at that juicing thing. If you can juice twice a day, you really will feel the benefits. So just remember, the mantra that I use in my life, with my business, is focus on it. Don't let anyone sway you from that target. Just look at some of our brilliant athletes over the years. They're focused on that tape. Commit to doing it, and also make sure you take action. If you fail, if you fall back, so what? At least you're taking action. And I really look forward to speaking to you over the next few weeks. Thanks very much for listening.